Hello everyone. It's been a while. من زمان ما كلمتكم، من زمان ما سوينا interview. I've been really busy, alhamdulillah. I just came back from San Diego. It was a really good experience مثل ما وريتكم بالفيديوز. ومنطول الغيبات يا بالنايم. اليوم عندنا لميا and I'm so excited to do an interview with her. Lamia is a great friend and an amazing person. ما شاء الله وايد عندها إنجازات، واليوم راح نتكلم عن إنجازاتها وراح نتكلم عن كل الأشياء اللي هي سوتها وشلون سوتها وشلون she got motivated إن she keeps herself going. ما شاء الله she's a very creative person وما شاء الله the list of things that she has done. She just joined Lamia. Let's try to join live now. Here we are. She is requesting to join. I'm so أكيد كلكم تعرفون لميا إنها مشتغلة مع وايد ناس. واليوم راح تكلمنا على شلون هي she landed those jobs. Oh, hello.
Hi everybody.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Miss you. It's been a while.
I know it's been a minute. Pretty busy. Before
Alhamdulillah.
Ramadan.
Alhamdulillah. That's great.
How are you? I hope my voice is clear. Is it clear enough?
Very clear. Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Awesome.
very clear. Everything is excellent. So we can start our interview. شلونك؟ شو أخبارك?
How's the
Welcome
Jazzy?
back.
And your little
She's good. الحمدلله.
Yeah.
حبيبتي. So لميا اليوم نبي نتكلم عن إنجازاتك. نبي نتكلم عن شنو سويتي عشان توصلين حق كل الأشياء اللي أنتي سويتيها.
Yeah.
ورحلة يعني مسيرة your career or your job or your dreams. Can you give me just or give the people who are listening to us a background on يعني just a brief on your like journey from the beginning to now?
Okay. I don't know where to start, but maybe I can start with my education. How I started my education. So I got my bachelor's degree from Kuwait University. On English literature and studies. So that was back in 2003, pretty while. It's been a while. What else? And then I started off as a teacher. I never thought that I'll be a teacher, but well, it happened and I loved it. I enjoyed the career itself and the impact I made on kids, on teenagers, because I used to teach high schoolers. So it made a huge difference back then, and hopefully till now it echoes, you know, throughout the years. So and then I got promoted as a head of department. So I was head of department for around 6 years, and now am a supervisor, English language supervisor as well. So I do mostly trainings. I train teachers how to be teachers, and you know, follow up with them. I don't deal with students anymore, unfortunately.
Don't you know?
I don't deal with students anymore, unfortunately. So I miss that part of life, you know, getting to know different kids and to help them throughout different obstacles in life. It made a difference. It made a huge difference back then.
Being around kids, it keeps you on your feet.
Yes, all the time. And then, yeah, and I'm an artist, so that's how I started off, as an artist. I draw, I paint, and
so you used to draw before, like all the
time,
from the beginning, all the time.
Yeah. It's just, you know, it's just something that I do on the side. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. This is how I used to then, you know. So, you know, come back from work, and I guess every person needs something to do, to vent, to, you know, just not think of work. تشدي وقتك الخاص يعني. It's your own time, it's your me time. So that's what I used to do. I used to paint. I enjoyed it. It just took me to a different level. It was fun. And then I got my master's degrees in arts, painting and drawing. And then I had a gallery, an art gallery. I opened up an art gallery, which lasted for 5 years, and then I decided that I might do something else. Well, at a point in life, it just
You
it got me
might
to
do something else in terms of
art
okay.
wise, because art is everywhere. You just discovered that art doesn't, it doesn't like, it doesn't revolve around a painting anymore. Art is everywhere. It's where we live, how we live, how you own your life, how you lead it. You can do everything artistically. But again, to me personally speaking, I see art everywhere, and I try to turn my surroundings into a, let's say, I wouldn't say artistically, but into an environment that I want to be surrounded with. Surrounded with beauty, with something that caters to my soul. And yeah, so, and then I figure out that, yeah, art extends to different aspects in life, to food. And then I started off baking and joining a couple of classes on Airbnb whenever I travel.
Oh,
And
that's
try
nice.
yeah, just to discover yourself and see where life takes you.
Hey.
So it was fun. It was a fun part of life to discover what you actually want and what life might look like ahead later on. And then I thought, I think this is for me. So yeah, so on Instagram, I used to post whatever I did, like for brunches, whenever I invited my friends over, whenever I prepared a meal for my family, for my daughter, for anyone, whoever I had at home. And that's how it started. And then I figured out that I was really passionate about not just about feeding people, but, you know, doing it in a beautifully in an artistic way. So it was mostly that. And then I thought about styling the food and cooking more dishes. And here I am today, a pastry chef.
Wow. mashallah, I love يعني how the journey evolved يعني. English أو يعني art has always been there, and then English came in. How did you decide to major in English?
Well, that's okay. So I'm a bookworm. I'm a good reader.
You love reading, yeah.
Love reading, and to me, literature was a door back then where internet was not available at hand for everyone. But back then, English was it was a second language for us. It wasn't our first language. Of course, we spoke Arabic. But I mean, my mom used to bring us like stories, and we used to get novels whenever we travel. And I was very passionate for books, and I wanted to read. I wanted to elaborate more. I loved writing. I really enjoyed writing. It was a line of flight, you know, it takes you to a different world, different cultures, different. So it was just like, you know, traveling in your mind everywhere, but being in your place at the same time. Yeah, so, and then I thought, yeah, I wanted to major in literature because it was fun. It was fun for me. It wasn't much of a study, you know. I did it because I loved it.
Wow.
Yeah.
أحس يعني it's so beautiful how you talk about literature and reading, just like how you talk about art. Like both of them, يعني, they feed your soul, both of them.
Yeah, they do. They're
so beautiful.
It's amazing. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. والله it's a blessing. So when you decided يعني أنت درستي وبديتي تدرسين وبعدين you got deeper into your art, so then you got your master's in fine arts.
Yes.
So when you came لما خلصتي دراسة, that's when you decided to open a gallery to do
no,
do an exhibition. Huh?
Throughout having a gallery, I studied art at the same time.
Okay, wow. Well, how was that experience opening a gallery? يعني شنو كان your how did you push yourself to أو يعني how did you motivate yourself to go ahead and open a gallery?
Well, that's a very good question. I thought maybe we can just bring the art scene to a different level, bring people together, those who share the same interests, probably different artworks, different schools of art, bring them all together, get to know different people. It was awe-inspiring to me. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful experience. But later on, you figure out, well, I don't want to talk about politics, but it kind of like we have to be very careful with whatever we present.
Hey.
So there are so many red lines, and that we couldn't actually cross
Press.
or press. It wasn't much of a freedom of speech, or we weren't really free to deliver the kind of art that we were hoping to deliver. So there were so many restrictions around. So I thought maybe, okay, I don't want to be in a mold. It goes against the idea of art anyway. So yeah. So I decided to just, it was, to me, there were so many closed doors in the art scene in Kuwait. I couldn't find, let's say, my comfort zone there. I couldn't find, it became very stressful. And once it becomes too stressful, it starts to become toxic. And that's when you, personally speaking, that's what I had to decide. I was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Because it should be fulfilling. It should be rewarding. It should impact different lives. It should echo different people, but it did not really happen. It didn't have the results that I was hoping for. But again, I think art helped me become who I am today. When it comes to food styling, when it comes to shooting the videos, the reels, art directing certain photo shoots. I think it helped a lot, and I'm very grateful. I think I had to go through that in order for me to reach this stage one day.
It was a stage that you needed to go through.
Yeah.
So when you opened your first gallery, where was it?
It's Dan Gallery. It was in Shueikh Market. I don't know if you've heard of it. Yes, it was in Shueikh Market. We stayed there for 3 years. And
Mashallah.
And we stayed in Crystal Tower. I think the guys and the ladies are still there. They're still running it. It's a wonderful gallery. It's a place. I think everybody should go and have a look at the beautiful artwork being over there. So I just have to on my phone. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Lemon, when we mentioned...
Sorry, that's my dog.
You can take this time.
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, don't worry.
Bye.
Dogs and kids, always.
Yes.
Funny story, one time I was interviewing Dalal from Milk Ma'am. And my daughter walked in towards the end and she's like, Mama, stop. Like, end the interview. خلاص.
It's been going on for too long, Mom.
Hey, خلاص. You've had your time.
I know, it's just, I couldn't control her. She probably heard someone at the door, so she's very protective, I'd say.
I love it. So what did you take with you from, I know, including myself, a lot of people tend to have that mentality in شهادتي ما فادتني. I'm not working بشهادتي أصلا,
Yeah.
I believe, just like you just said, in everything you go through is just part of your growth and your transition. But whatever you go through, until you were meant to learn something from that.
True.
So what are some things you took with you from shahadtik and some things you took with you from your art that you applied into your career now as a food stylist?
Okay. It's because I'm like different things at the same time. So let's say my certificate as a graduate of English literature, I would say, probably reading a lot and reading about different people, different situations, in general, like generally speaking. I'm sorry. That helped me with the students later on when I started teaching. I think I delivered different ideologies, change, or maybe a change of culture, I would say. Um, I was probably the portal to that world because I wouldn't call myself a traditional teacher. I did not teach the traditional way. I I led discussions, different discussions, and our classrooms were just our safe zone. It was our comfort zone. Everybody was allowed to speak their minds. I gave them the freedom to say whatever they had in mind to say, whether it was in the classroom, outside the classroom, privately done. It was different, especially if you teach in a public school, because that wasn't the culture when it comes to public schools. It was mostly a teacher-student kind of relationship, and there was like a very thick line. But I kind of had a shift with that. So sometimes I told them stories about different, let's say, different cultures or different characters, things that they haven't had like the chance to cross, or stories that they've never come across before. Not necessarily from local stories, but probably from the African culture, or from different cultures like a Western or European or Eastern European cultures. Probably I wouldn't call myself like a person who traveled to Africa and learned more about the culture over there, but I read a lot about it and about the locals, and it's very interesting to broaden your vision when it comes to learning more about different cultures. And that's how I included that with my teachings back in early 2000s. And later on, well, when it comes to food styling, I think, artistically speaking, I think art helped me a lot with food styling and with preparing the dishes and understanding culinary and you know, doing art direction or setting up a brunch table for my family, for my friends, or for businesses, decorating certain cakes for businesses as well, for clients. I think art helped me that way a lot. It's impacted my life in every aspect. I wouldn't say I'm honest, but I believe in everything.
Wow, that's so beautiful. You went to George Brown College, or culinary school.
Culinary school.
When was?
But it was done online. I'm not gonna lie about it. It was done online during COVID.
Online. Okay.
Yes.
How did you يعني يعني لأن أحس ما أدري, in my opinion يعني أحس it's like a shift. It's considered شوية a shift.
Yes.
Right?
It is. It is.
What it is, right? When did you decide to go like, okay, I'm gonna sign up for that?
Yes. So when COVID hit, everything was shut down. Everybody was going online. We were back to work, but everything mostly was done online. So I thought maybe if I should start something. I cannot just sit around, do, you know, my morning job and then just sit around at home, you know, exercise, have my home gym, and that's it. Is that it? Is that life? It couldn't just stop right there. And I felt like I need to learn something new at a certain point, because we never stop learning. And I just didn't want to stop at a certain level of life and say, okay, so I supervise, I train teachers, and that's it. I draw, yes, and that's it. I wanted more of life.
I draw, I teach, I train.
Yeah.
And that's it. I love it.
I feel like I can give more, you see?
Yes.
To give. And I never think that was fulfilling enough.
Hey.
So maybe if I start learning more about food, understanding food, chemistry-wise,
you had
everything.
You already started on your Instagram account posting. Yeah. You already had started.
Yeah, but I was like, let's say an amateur chef. I would say, like, I used just to cook, you know, regular meals. And
not a food stylist.
Not a food stylist, but I did it naturally, and everybody loved everybody went like they went crazy. It's like, wow, that's beautiful. Just do more of that. Post them. Go ahead. And then I got really encouraged by the followers, and I'm very thankful for them. To be honest, they're the ones who pushed me, and because I never thought that I'd be doing this at any point of life. But later on, I thought maybe I want to study, understand it, because I want to take it seriously. I don't want to take recipes off YouTube or off the internet and then just apply it and see how it goes. Sometimes it fails, and I wanted to understand why certain recipes failed. And because I kept trying and trying, and some of them failed. I failed 5-6 times, and then I really wanted to get them right. So the only way of getting them right is just to understand the chemistry of food, what you know, what helps what, and what ingredients is suitable for vegans, for vegetarians, for meat, chicken, poultry, etc. So I joined the school online, and it was challenging because the classes were live classes; they weren't recorded, and the timing in Canada is different.
Yeah.
So it was very challenging, and it was done in around a year and a half. And then once I finished the first course, culinary 101 basically, and then I got to take a couple of more courses, and then major in a school. So I went into pastry because I knew for sure at that point that's what I want.
Wow.
So yeah, alhamdulillah.
And you used to cook during the live lessons?
Yes.
So in the middle of the night, كنتي بالمطبخ.
Yes.
Wow.
Not every time, but yes, on certain days when we had certain assignments, the head chef had to see us actually do it in front of him. Otherwise, he would have just let us pass.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And يعني sometimes أحس إن الله سبحانه وتعالى يعني حط لنا COVID for a reason. We grew. I grew a lot during COVID. We discovered ourselves more. We needed that long break. Alhamdulillah, I'm sure it impacted so many people. We lost so many lives, and I'm so sorry for that. But whoever had the chance and
the chance to discover yourself,
to sit with yourself and like evaluate yourself and where you are in life. And
you were given a chance we were given extra time.
Yes, extra time. Exactly. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. MashaAllah, يعني a year and a half almost all of COVID.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. So when COVID was over, that's where I said, okay, I'm ready.
Perfect. Perfect timing.
Yes. Alhamdulillah, from the different collaborations. I do pick my clients. I don't go with any client, no matter whatever it is they pay. But I do choose my clients. I'm sure everyone knows Lamia سوت لنا many tarts or many recipes على مفيدة. One of the best recipes that we have, best collaborations. ويعني ما شاء الله يعني أنت يعني one of the easiest people to work with and deal with, and so creative. So يعني you have that عرفتي that touch of الدقة الحلوة عرفتي اللي يعني you can feel the love in the recipes يعني honestly so lucky. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a very good point actually. I have to love the concept I'm working on. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't come up with something inspiring, or let's say nice or delicious. I know it's chemistry. It's 1 + 1 = 2. But again, when you do it with love and with passion, it hits different.
It does.
Yes.
So the list of people that Lamia, mashallah, have worked with, Mufida's family, lucky us. Approved Life, William Sonoma, Dinan DeLuca, Shake Shack, Toby's, Amity Noura, Marks and Spencer, MK's Creamery, and Rahab.
Yes.
Mashallah, ما شاء الله يعني that's a big list of big companies.
الحمد لله الحمد لله.
ما شاء الله. يعني were there any doubts, fears going into anything? يعني عرفتي sometimes when you doubt yourself, everyone loves Lamia, everyone loves Lamia.
Oh, I'm not reading the comments, but I love you guys.
شو اسمه can you talk to us about يعني أنا مثل ما قلت لك the reason behind these interviews is to inspire people who are listening to their fears, and I want to make it clear and all of us have fears and all of us have intimidating thoughts and all of us have doubts, but were there any doubts or fears in any of those journeys? Teaching, art, culinary school, or like food styling?
Yes. Well, there has to be fear. Otherwise, you wouldn't get pushed to another level. So it's your decision. You either choose to fight or flight. So you either run away and go back to your comfort bubble, or just go fear it, go to the fear, fight it, and grab it by the horn and run with it. So I always go forward. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I feel a little bit shaken. I want to, take a minute to sit back and look at everything from far away and then evaluate it and then decide what to do. But sometimes you just have to make a quick decision, push yourself a little, and you're going to see beautiful results. And if at any point there was a project that I wasn't able to do, I'd be very, very straightforward and say, no, I can't do this. Because I know myself and I know how far I can push myself. And one thing I learned is not to have more than what I can, like not to take anything more than what I can actually bear. So I do it. I take my time. I take my time to do it, and I dedicate my time for each client. Because I do it wholeheartedly. I don't want to do it just because of business. Because at the end of the day, it's just my name and their name as well. And we want everybody to be happy. It's a win-win situation. We don't want anybody leaving, frowning. So, alhamdulillah.
Are there any tricks and tips you can tell anyone about knowing how much they can take? يعني and how would you know and okay, this is my limit of work? What is that moment when you say no? and شنو البوينترز اللي انت تحطينها حق نفسك؟
Personally speaking, أنا يعني أحط لستة بالأشياء اللي أنا أقدر عليها واللي أحس إنه صح، هذه السكيل هذه أعرف لها وهذه أعرف لها وهذه أعرف لها، مثل تشيك ليست أمر عليها. فاخذ البروجكت بكل المواصفات الاساسيه، الافكار الاساسيه اللي فيه، واشوف اذا اول وحده انا تناسبني، يعني وحده تناسبني، اذا في شغله او شغلتين ما تناسبني هل اقدر اغيرها؟ ما اقدر اغيرها. اذا بيدي اني اغيرها غيرتها، اذا بيد مثلا الطرف الثاني يغيرها ممكن نتعاون مع بعض ونغير. So we reach a happy medium kind of area. Basically we try to work around it, but if it's like a sharp no, there's no like خلاص ماكو فايدة، ما أقدر عادي أقول ما أقدر. الواحد ما يشيل أكثر من اللي هو يقدر يتحمله، بس أتوقع أن الكل عنده طاقة معينة، الكل عنده روتينه. And to me, my routine, my family comes first. Everything else revolves around my family. My daughter and my home, my family mainly. That's why. And هذا بالنسبة لي, this is my scaffolding. My scaffolding is my house, my family, and then everything else is just, filling up that little house. فأشوف شو اللي يناسبني، أخذ اللي ما يناسبني، بالعكس فرصة سعيدة.
I love like how simple you put it. يعني لأن صدق وايد ناس مثلا لا فشلوا، what if I'm missing out on an opportunity، عرفتي؟ فيعني knowing yourself وطاقتك بالعكس you allow yourself to bloom in different ways.
true. حلوة، حبيت فكرة إنه صح فشلة. إحنا للأسف عندنا الكالتشر مال لا فشلة ونجامل، وساعات إني على نفسنا على حساب صحتنا وعلى حساب نفسنا علشان نراضي الطرف الآخر. في يعني في ممكن نشوف منو هالطرف هذا الآخر. هل يعني لي وايد فاميلي، أمي وأبوي وأني أختي بنتي ولدي، من هو الطرف زوجي مثلا. فممكن في تضحيات لازم الواحد تكون في تضحيات، الواحد ما يكون سلفش لهالدرجة أن أنا وبس، أو أنا أشوف أنا أهم شيء والباقي كله يعني يكون في المرتبة الثانية. لا، everyone to me صح، أنا I am a priority but again my family is a priority as well. في صفوف أولى، في صفوف ثانية، في صفوف ثالثة. فما في إحراج لو الناس عرفت حدها، أو الناس مثلا عرفت إن هذا بالنسبة لي هذا اللي أقدر أقدمه، ما أقدر أعطيك شيء. لو بقدم شيء زيادة ممكن راح يكون في تقصير. وأنا ما أحب أقصر بحق أحد، يعني أكيد ما حد، يعني ما ودي يقصر أي شخص، ما ودي إنه يقصر بحق أي أحد يعني كان التعامل وياه على المستوى الشخصي أو على المستوى التجاري.
في شيء تسوينه عشان يعني مثل your routine، يعني في شيء تسوينه to keep you centered and to keep you connected with yourself، يعني connected with لميا؟ في routines تسوينها during the day, during the week؟
I do. First of all, to be honest, salat. I pray, like when I pray, I talk to God. يعني أتكلم ربي بالصلاة. مو أسويها يعني just you know just a prayer that I have to do. No, I think when you sit and talk to يعني Allah, I think that's when you're on your own and you're very centered and very calm, and you remember who you are and what you are in this beautiful, beautiful world and beautiful universe. How tiny we are of a speck, to be honest. That to me, prayer centers me a lot. Spending time with my daughter and my mom, my parents, centers me a lot. And of course, baking centers me a lot.
Oh, that's nice. I love it.
Super stressed. I just, you know, واحد يروح يتوضا يصلي، أقعد شوي مع أهلي, you know, just give me some recharge me a little, get some energy, and then I just head off and go to the kitchen and just try to do something. Whether it fails, it's fine, or not, it's fine. Like whatever comes out, it's ideal. As long as I'm doing something. I
love that. I love that play of energy, like salat, family, baking. يعني كلها like it's a form of you playing with your energy اللي بجسمك.
هي صدق يعني أول شيء الواحد لازم يعني يعطي حقه. طبعا هو لو شنو الواحد ما يكفي يعني حقه لله سبحانه وتعالى، بس يعني لازم يكون في جزء من يومه يكون هذا بينه وبين ربه بشكل أساسي، وجزء من يومه يكون لأهله، لأن حتى هم عندهم يعني عليهم حق يعني بالنهاية. بنتي وأهلي كلهم. وشوية ساعات مع صديقاتي طبعا أكيد، يعني صديقاتي وايد يعني حبايبي. they're my support system. ما استغنى صراحة. they're my backbone. هم with my family بالنسبة لي وايد شيء مقدس. وناخذ as you said the energy, we get that energy from them. فحلو الواحد ياخذ الانرجي الأساسية من الله سبحانه وتعالى، بعدين شوي شوي سبحان الله تقعدين with your family تغير نفسيتك، سواء إذا كنت متضايقة، إذا كنت مغثوثة من شيء، في أحد مضايقك، تقعدين يعني with your kids تغير النفسية، تطلعين إنسانة ثانية. سبحان الله. It's amazing. So it's like شوي شوي الواحد يتدرج إلى أن يوصل لمرحلة يسوي الشيء اللي هو يحبه علشان يسويه بحب. فعلشان أوصل لمرحلة إن I go to the kitchen and start baking or go meet a client, I want to meet them at my best. I don't want to meet anyone at my lowest. So that's how I recharge myself throughout the day. And of course I exercise. Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Wow, I love that. And you exercise every day?
Yes, it's a must. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I take this on Friday. I don't do anything on Friday.
I mean, you have a routine of exercise, of taking care of your body physically.
Yes, to be able to take care of everything else. Yeah.
وايد I loved لما قلتي الواحد يتدرج شوي شوي عشان يوصل حق شيء اللي يسويه بحب. حسيت إن that's such an applicable concept to even your career. يعني إحنا كلنا بننجز خلاص، أبي أوصل، ما نستوعب إن ترى هو أنت لازم تتدرجين، لأن مع كل درج في درس يعني تعلمينه. أنت إذا نقزتي you're just skipping so many lessons and what's the point? You're gonna fail.
صح. I love that. I love how you put it actually and how you make it very relatable.
إيه يعني قلتيها حسيت كذي، استرجعت كل شيء مرينا فيه، عرفتي؟
Yes, it's amazing. Oh my god. صح، لأن الحياة كلها تجارب نتعلم منها. So we can't, as you said, we skip all these years and go become something without getting the experience and the skills. Because I believe no matter how much you study, no matter how much you read, no matter how much theories you learn about, that just supports you to the practical part of life. That just help you out with life. With, let's say, when it comes to baking, I needed to learn the fundamentals and I needed to learn the basics to be able to start something, and then to build on it later on, and then to develop recipes along the way. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do it. So yes, steps are important. They're vital for your growth.
There was an image that in the course, in the event that I went through in San Diego, there was an image that they put اللي هو ladder كذي طويل وفي small steps، بعد في small يعني شو اسمه خطوات، بعدين ladder كبير وفي big steps.
Okay.
As people, as someone who's starting a new business كله يبي أنا أبي أوصل the best. Okay, that's a good vision. But having those small micro steps, but the person who is on the small ladder can ride up. So he was riding up slowly. But the person who was with the big steps كان مو قادر يوصل، مو قادر حتى يمسك الخطوة الأولى لأن it was too far away. فهمتي قصدي؟
صح. There's a saying, slow is fast and fast is slow.
Oh, I love that.
أحس إنه وايد لازم نطبق هالشيء. نسوي كل شيء على مهل، طبعا يعني مو بمود الواحد يأجل، لا، بس يعني
بس بركادة يعني.
بركادة. لأن الواحد يستعجل ما منه فايدة، العيلة ما منها فايدة. بالعكس، صاحبتي ممكن في ناس يحسبونها شطارة إن أنت خطين كذا مرحلة وبعدين توصلين المرحلة الأخيرة، بس أنت شو اللي مريت فيه؟ راح توصل خالي، ما عندك experience، راح توصل يعني without wings at the end of the day. What's the point? So it's like Lego pieces, like timeless Lego pieces. You build one piece at a time and enjoy the process. That's the most important part. Just enjoy it. Sometimes we worry about getting to the end. And we get busy worrying. And then we realize that we never accomplished. All we did is just waste our time, effort, feeling worried and getting anxiety and, all the time. But there's no point. I think we should take things slowly and wisely.
How do you deal with your anxiety when it hits you hard? Other than salat and...
Very good question. أول شيء I always say this. الواحد لازم أول شيء يستغفر وايد. I just go back to God. I just talk to Him, as I said. Just talk to Allah. Just talk to Him. Tell Him about whatever it is occupying my mind at that time. And then I start doing something that I love. I have to do something, get myself busy with something that I love. Because sometimes you get lost in a circle of doubts, fears, negativity. It just surrounds you. So you need to extract yourself out of that environment, put yourself somewhere that you know that you're going to accomplish something. Get your dopamine levels really high, It changes a lot. So I'm not gonna lie, I'll get anxious once in a while. We live we live in an anxious world. Anxiety surrounds us everywhere. Um, yeah, but we can always talk about the negative aspects of where we live.
Absolutely.
It's very easy, very easy to talk about it. But what's the point? You know, is it going to allow me to grow? Is it going to affect me positively? How is it going to help me with my sleep, with my life, with my work? So I try. I'm not in denial, but I try to avoid it as much as I can, because I don't want to get lost in that loop. It's a loop, and once you're in it, you cannot leave it. So always remind yourself of who you are, because sometimes we forget who we are. But we got our friends to remind us of how great of a person we are, how much we mean to them. All the good things. We got our backbones to support us and to remind us of who we are, and that's why we need people. We need our support system to be around us. We cannot live alone. We cannot just sit and say, no, I'm independent, I can do it all by myself. No, that's not true. I don't believe that's true. I think we all need each other to help each other grow and flourish into beautiful, beautiful, let's say, energies, inshallah, help each other. Yeah, because we live in a community.
I really love and appreciate that you mentioned that we can dwell on the negative. I really appreciate that you mentioned that. لأن صدق, even when you opened your gallery or you had those problems, you didn't dwell on that issue. خلاص, let's move on to the next, and that allowed you to open up onto new things. You found a new passion that you feel is even more relatable.
Sure.
But sometimes I feel like those lessons, that's what I try to tell my family, and احنا sometimes نشوف البيبان تسكرت بوجهي. هو البيبان ما تسكرت بوجهك، هي تسكرت بوجهك لان تبيك تروحين طريق ثاني. فاحنا بس نقعد نوقف قدام هالباب ونقول لا الباب انصك، لا انزين لفي وجهك وطالعي ترى في باب ثاني من هناك. فانفتح لك باب البيكينج والكولينري سكول، يعني that's something you didn't even know that was more you.
صح.
واستخدمتي هذا مع هذا، بس انت كنتي محتاجه هذه الجيرني الاولى عشان توصلين حق الجيرني الثانيه. فدويلنج على ان الباب بنصك ترى there is no point.
True.
لان you're not allowing yourself ان انت تشوفين ان ترى في بيبان ثانيه.
Yeah. صح.
يعني I really would like everyone to just take a moment. واليوم يعني ان شاء الله next week is a new week ويانا رمضان. Let's try all of us. I really hope everyone who's listening, and let's try all of us to do not dwell on the negative. خلاص, you see it, you see that it's there. Let's take whatever lesson you can take and move on.
Exactly.
Literally, your life is gonna change.
صح. يعني I believe personally إذا ما عجبني الوضع، إذا هو ما أقول يفيدني، بس إنه هو ما يعني لي أو
ما يمشي، ما يتماشى وياك،
ما يتماشى معاي، ما يتماشى مع مبادئي. مثلا عندي مبادئ، كل إنسان عنده مبادئ معينة ويعيش عليها. ففي أشياء ما تتماشى مع مبادئي، ما تتماشى مع اللي أنا أرتاح عليه، على طريقة حياتي وشلون أتحكم في حياتي وشو اللي يناسبني وشو اللي ما يناسبني. أنا first of all as a Muslim, as a community، في أشياء ما تناسبني فأوخر عنها. اللي ما يناسبني بالعكس أوخر. ليش أقعد وأتحلطم؟ الناس تقعد وتحلطم، خلاص ما عجبك سلامة. بالعكس تعلم، الحمد لله خير وبركة. الواحد يروح مكان ثاني يناسب بيئته، يناسب مكانه، يناسب شخصيته، يزيد من عطائه، ما يطفي النور اللي فيه. حلو الواحد يروح الأماكن اللي تزيد من عطائه، لأن بالنهاية إحنا كوميونيتي واحد يساعد الثاني. أنا من غير حصة، من غير مفيدة، من غير let's say Marks and Spencers، من غير، إحنا كلنا نساعد بعض بالنهاية. we're a community. أنا ما أقدر أطلع لميا بروحها تطلع، ما تقدر حصة تطلع بروحها. everybody needs everybody else. فلو كل واحد يفكر بهالطريقة وما يكون أناني، أعتقد وايد أشياء تغير في الحياة.
حياة كل شخص أصلا بروحه راح تغير، يعني شخصيا you are gonna experience it.
صح، خاصة إن إحنا الحين عايشين في وقت يعني الكاميرا دايما على نفسنا. الناس كلها تصور نفسها، تصور اللي عندها. It's like as if the world revolves around us. It does not. The world does not revolve around us. We revolve around everything else. The world does not revolve. We help it grow. We help it flourish. إن شاء الله بالخير. دائما الواحد يعني يبي يساعد يكون بالخير، يبي يضيف بالخير. ما يكون حتى إضافته الواحد ساعات يفكر شو الأثر اللي راح يخليه وراه. يفكر عليه هالشيء، هل راح يأثر عليهم بشكل سلبي؟ هل راح يأثر عليهم بشكل إيجابي؟ طبعا يعني كل واحد أقل هذا يرجع لمبادئ الشخص وشنو هدفه من الحياة، أو من let's say project. أنا داخل project معين، شنو الفيجن مالتي؟ أنا شو اللي أتمناه؟ is it just to make money, or is it to have a bigger impact? Maybe I can make money and change lives. We all need money. Otherwise you wouldn't be working.
بس
فالواحد يأثر بس بشكل يعني إيجابي. Probably that's why I started off as a teacher، لأن شفت الأثر اللي تركته الحمد لله رب العالمين في البنات اللي درستهم teenagers الحين ما شاء الله عليهم، اللي متزوجات، اللي عندهم عيال. It's beautiful to see them flourish into the woman you wanted them to see them that way. You know, it's like transforming them from A to B to C, and you see that growth happening in front of your eyes. It's just beautiful. It's priceless. To those who actually appreciate the little things and appreciate citizens, basically, in the community.
حبيبتي لميا، يعني أنا أمس كنت قاعدة أسولف ويا my cousins وقاعدة أقول لهم إن what goes on in the soul يتجسد بالجسم، ويعني it's very obvious إن الروح والجسد جميل. اسم الله عليك. Thank you so much.
So much.
يعني your love is felt honestly.
Thank you.
Your creativity is appreciated. Your honesty, your beautiful soul is felt every time.
الحمد لله. الحمد لله.
اي والله الحمد لله. الحمد لله. Thank you so much. Honestly, everyone who's watching, forward this interview to all your friends لأنه so much good. يعني نصايح من لميا. Thank you لميا so much.
I say goodbye from Cookie. She's right here. She wanted some
attention. Why? شو اسمها؟
Cookie.
Oh, cute.
She was 9 months old and we adopted her. She's a beautiful retriever. Very
so cute.
Yeah.
So beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you Cookie also for joining our interview. inshallah we'll see you soon. excited to see you. إن شاء الله رمضان راح نشوفك أكيد
بإذن الله. مبارك عليكم.
علينا عليك حبيبتي. مشكورة حبيبتي. على خير إن شاء الله. Thank you لميا. Bye.
Love you so much. Take care.
حبيبتي. Love you. Bye.
A great one.
You too.